The Famous Brown TV show is a paid show and not part of the CW Richmond network. All views and comments are solely the views and comments of the host and Quest and not the views of the CW Richmond network.
Okay, welcome to another video. I'm Famous Brown. This is the Famous Brown Show. My name is Preston Brown, but we call this show Famous Brown. And maybe in one of our other shows, I'll sit there and explain to you how I came about the name of Famous. On our last show, we talked about getting your Social Security money early. So I had some calls on it, some emails on it. So I want to break it down just a little bit better for you. And the reason I said break it down, let's talk about getting your money at 62 versus 65. And some of you want to wait till you get 70. And the reason, well, you know, Trump in the White House now, a whole lot of stuff going to change here shortly, so you better get your money while you can. But besides that, I took my money at 62. At 62, the government allows you to continue working. Now, they'll put a limit on how much you can make, but you can continue working. Then, when you get to full retirement age, they tell you you can make all the money you want because they don't expect for you. A lot of folks ain't gonna make it. Between 60 and 70, a lot of folks, that's when they die. Take a look now. See, when you hit that 60 mark, every time you look, it's a funeral of somebody you know done passed on. So 60 to 70 is the most important years in your senior life, because it determines how long you're going to be here. And at 62, let me round some figures off to you and break it down so you can understand what I'm saying. Some folks want to wait till they get 70. Now I'm going to show you the difference. How you'll make more money getting your money at 62 by 70 than waiting till you get 65 or 70 years old to start getting your Social Security money. Now, I want to use even figures and easier figures so you can write it down and you can figure it out as we go along easier. And then I got a little note here, and then I'm going to break it down to you. Okay, let's use the figure of your Social Security if you get it early being $1,000 a month. Okay, so that's real easy to add. In 12 months, you know you got $12,000. In 24 months, you know you got $24,000. And then in 3 years, you know you got $36,000. Okay, now, that's 3 years before you even think about getting your money at 65. Okay, now, at 65, if you're getting $1,000 a month, let's see if you can read that. All right, you're getting your money at 65, you have gotten $36,000 from Social Security by 65. Then, by the time you get 70, which is 5 more years, you receive $96,000 between the age of 62 and 70. Alright, are you following what I'm saying? Okay, now, if you decide to wait till you get 65 and say your income, Social Security would be $1,200 a month. Okay, that's a $200 difference. Alright, the first year you'd be $14,400. The second year is $28,000. The third year is $43,200. If you wait till you get 65. Then by the time that you reach 70, your total amount that you'll be collecting from Social Security by then would be $71,200 versus $96,000 if you take it early. Can you compare the difference? You see what I'm talking about? If If you get your money at 62, by the time you reach 70, you'll be done collected $96,000 from Social Security. If you wait till you get 65 and get $200 more a month, you'll be only collected $71,200. And that's how I broke it down to work for Famous Brown. And then in the meantime, while you're getting that $12,000 a year, you can continue working. You may make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year on your regular job. You may not even have to touch your Social Security. So if you don't need it and you take it early and you don't look at it, don't touch it, just let it go to the bank. By the time you got 65 years old, if you don't touch your Social Security money, you be done save $36,000. Are you getting my drift? If you don't need the money, if you take the money and just set up a bank account and let it go to your bank account and don't touch the money for 3 years, when you reach 65 and ready to retire, you got well, it depends on how much you get, but you got $36,000 in your saving account plus interest, just sitting there waiting for you to get 65, versus not getting nothing but your paycheck until you get 65. Am I making sense? Because, look, a lot of you in your younger years, see, when you reach 60, 62, your body begin to talk to you. If you lived a rough life of doing drugs, drinking, partying every weekend, every night, and you didn't take care of yourself while you were younger, your body ain't gonna start talking to you till you get a little older, and stuff gonna start breaking down on you. Do you get my drift? So while you young, you have to keep a certain lifestyle, because it may feel good to you now and funny and having a good time while you're young, but you're gonna pay for it when you get old. And if you don't think I know what I'm talking about, visit one of them nursing homes. Go walk through the hospital and see all those people laid up. I ain't saying that everybody laid up had a rough life, but I'm saying you have to pay attention to your body while you're young. And the more attention that you pay to your body while you're young, the longer you'll be able to live in good health. The quality of your life will be better. I'm 70. This year I'll be 71. I'm having a fantastic birthday party. Everybody invited. But we're putting on a show, so you have to pay to get in. So you got to worry about bringing no gift. Just buy a ticket and come on in and party with Famous Brown. And we got some commercials going to run and tell you all about it. All right, I'm going to take a break. I'm coming back. I'm Famous Brown, and I just got down.
Hey, mama, come show me something. Yes, shout out to Boom Productions, as we all gonna have a great time February the 8th. DJ Smooth in the building from Chesapeake. Also, your boy Buku will be in the house performing all night. It's a free event. Come as you are. We will have a great time. See you there.
Dreading those calls from the principal about your child's behavior? The AES Counseling Group's team of experienced counselors offers compassionate support, helping young minds navigate challenges in the home, school, and community. Don't delay. Call AES today, 804-321-2777. Again, 804-321-2777. Ask for Javon Harden. The AES Counseling Group, opening the doors for a brighter future for families in Central Virginia for over 40 years.
WCBT 1230 AM and 1027 FM. It's proud to announce something new for your Friday night work week wind down. Tune in Friday nights from 6 to 9 p.m. as we proudly present the Friday Night Stroke with Famous Brown. Fridays from 6 to 9 p.m. right here on your hometown station. Soul 1230 a.m. and 1027 FM. It's Famous Brown in the air chair. Friday evening, 6 to 9 p.m. Fasten your seatbelts and take a musical ride with Famous Brown. 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. every Friday. Right here on the hometown station. Soul 1230 a.m. and 102.7 FM. If you hear any noise, it's the girls and the boys getting down. Famous Brown. It's music, conversation, celebrity guests, your phone call, and most of all, it's Famous Brown. Fridays, 6 to 9 p.m.
Okay, we're right back. This is the Famous Brown Show, and we're getting ready to go into February. February is considered Black History Month. So I gotta tip my head off and give a little black history that you may not read in your school books, or nobody told you about it, you never thought about it, and some of the stuff I might say you might ain't never heard about it. And I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna run across some things real quick, and maybe one of the other shows that we do for the month of February we'll get deep into some black history. And being that this show is in Richmond, I'm gonna focus on Richmond, if you don't mind. But I would like to start off by talking a few moments about John Mitchell. John Mitchell, at the turn of the century, was a fantastic, successful black businessman who ran the black newspaper. He had a bank. He was on city council, and he ran for governor of Virginia. And you need to go in your history books. Well, you may not, you have to do some research, because I didn't know about it when I went to school. They didn't teach it to us. They didn't tell us all about John Mitchell. But I found out in later years. A lot of folks think that Doug Wilder was the first black man to run for governor, and he wasn't. He was the first one to get elected. But the first one was John Mitchell, who was an activist that actually had the first boycott. I'm not going to say a bus boycott, because at that time they had streetcars, and he boycotted the streetcars and put them right out of business. And all this was back in Richmond, Virginia, back at the turn of the century, and I'm talking about in the 20s. And not only did he run for governor, but Maggie Walker was also, she was going to be the Secretary of Education. So that's just, go do some research and you'll see what I'm talking about. But also I would like to put this in the history book that you'll probably never even read it, because they're not going to put it out exactly like that, but you can find the information out. When John Mitchell ran for governor, you know he lost. A lot of black folks went on and vote for the white folks. They didn't support him because they didn't think a black man could win, and they didn't have enough confidence in a black man to run the state of Virginia. Basically what happened. But in return for him running for governor, they had to be punished. And the way that it came up to punish him was they took his bank. Back then, everything was done in ledgers. I mean, you had to write. You ain't got computers like you got now. They got back up in the clouds, but you had to write it down. Somebody working in the bank, some black person working in the bank, hid the ledgers because they had cut a deal with the white folks. And I'm not doing it, saying it as racism. I'm saying it where you can understand it. They had cut a deal, and they sent the Federal Reserve into the bank to check his records. And some of the records he couldn't find. And when they did that, they took the bank away from him. Well, they put it up under what they call receivership, where the government came and ran the bank and took him to court. He lost the first case, but he appealed it and he won. But by the time that he won, he had spent up all his money. A lot of the folks that had money in the bank got scared well, I'm going to say black folks that had money in the bank got scared and pulled that money out the bank, put it in a white bank. I'm just laying your history down like it is. I tell it, and I tell it like it is. So that's when Maggie Walker pooled her resources together with the other banks and said, let's pool our resources, consolidate all our banks into one. And that was the formation of Maggie Walker and Consolidated Bank. That's just a little history that you probably don't read about in your book, but if you do some research, somebody wrote about it. And before I get off the subject, in Jackson Ward alone, they had 5 banks and over 300 different black-owned businesses in Jackson Ward, right downtown. But it's all gone. And maybe one of the next broadcasts I'll get into why it's gone. But for right now, you know it's gone, and I know it's gone, and it's gone. And we're going to delve into it in another show to find out what reason and why all of this happened. And a prime example of why it happened is, it's over with now, but Richmond was trying to bring a casino here. And it failed twice. Couldn't get it passed. Now the casino is being built in Petersburg. So I commend the folks in Petersburg for sticking together, not giving up. And they did what they had to do to bring it to their town. Now what happened in Richmond, and a lot of people might say, oh, that's over the water now, you don't even need to be talking about it. But we need to talk about it to show you racism still is active, not only in Richmond, Virginia, but all over. But there was a lot of racial things done during the campaigning for the casino. A lot of lies were put out about this casino, and it scared a lot of black folks into not voting for the casino. They were saying that it preys on the poor. Poor people don't go to casinos. Poor people buy the lottery. Poor people play bingo. They don't go to the casinos. So how is it going to hurt the blacks when they ain't got that kind of money to be hanging around no casino? I'm just letting you know the secrets. Oh, I know they say, oh, Brown talking that mess again. Yes, I am. Because nobody want to speak up on your behalf sometime. We have weak leaders in Richmond. Just because we got black leaders don't mean they thinking black and trying to look out for you. And I'm going to delve into that in the future if I'm still on TV. Because they took me off one time because they said I said something that I didn't say. But I'm back. I came back, and after they looked, they found out I ain't say everything they were saying. That's how gossip go around. But you need somebody in this town to put their foot down and say, look, let's do the right thing. This is racist. This is not right. This is wrong. Let's do it right. We ain't got to be mad at each other. I ain't got to be mad at you. You ain't got to be mad at me. Let's work it out and make it work for all people so that everybody can be part of the Richmond, Virginia dream of having and living a good life. And on that note, I'll be right back. I'm Famous Brown. I just got down.
Couple 100,000. So, but 2 years ago we beat it too using basically social media. They spent about $3 million last time, so they spent $10 million more this time. But we used basically the same strategy: social media, pinpointing and making our points, laying the groundwork, and of course what we had said, John, from the beginning was even if you wanted a casino, you didn't want these people running it.
This is Three Guys Talking Smack.
Like him, talk like him, everything, just like him. He was in Straight Outta Compton.
Okay. I know what I'm talking about. Yes, I have.
Straight Outta Compton, he played his dad.
Talking Smack. Conversations about lots of things, but mostly music. The intersection of music and culture.
This is Big P. Check out Three Guys Talking Smack and Sisters Talking Smack at REASoul.com. Thanks to Famous Brown on the Worldwide Southern Soul Network, Black Talk Radio Network.com, and on the go. Download the TuneIn app.
Two shows with music that will take you down memory lanes and lots of smack talking. Listen to us on RVASoul.com, BlackTalkRadioNetwork.com, TuneIn, and of course the Worldwide Southern Soul Network, and wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
You're going to want to remember Aria Player House, 1325 Hodges Road, Richmond, Virginia. Aria, because you're going to want to be there. Player House, Saturday, March 22nd. As DSP Entertainment in association with Copper and Gold Music and the Famous Brown TV show proudly presents a first of spring Southern and Soul show. Saturday, March 22nd. Soul. With performances from Stan the Man Hampton, giving you that Teddy Pendergrass experience. Saturday, March 22nd. And it goes down at Aria Player House, 1325 Hodges Road, Richmond, Virginia. This is one grown folks show you don't want to miss. Stan the Man, giving you the Teddy Pendergrass experience. That's not all. It's hosted by Famous Brown from the Famous Brown TV show, CW65. This is one grown folks show you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss it. Also on the show, it's that city girl with the Southern soul, Lena May, live on stage performing songs from her upcoming LP. Music provided by DJ Drew. If you want to get the 411, call 804-481-0318 or 804-200-9092. Also on the show, comedian Miss Fortunate and the showstopper himself, Sir Jonathan Burke. Saturday, March 22nd, Aria Player House, 1325 Hodges Road, Richmond, Virginia. For information, call 804-481-0318 or 804-200-9092. If you want to get the 411 on what's going down, those are the numbers to call. It's all going down Saturday, March 22nd at Aria Player House. A cash bar will be on site.
Okay, folks, that's about it for this show. And I invite you to tune in, check out my YouTube channel. It's just simply Famous Brown. Let's go to your YouTube, put in Famous Brown, and be one of my followers. So every time I post a new video, you'll get notified and you know what's happening. If you like to be a financial supporter, I ain't bagging nobody, but if you want to support, I'll be glad to accept whatever you want to donate. And you can send it to my Cash App. If you would like to be a guest and you got something you want to share to the Richmond audience by TV, you contact me. It's no problem. Bring you right on. I'm Famous Brown. Thank you for your time. Time is precious. It's a resource. You can't beg it, borrow, steal it, or loan it. The only thing you can do with time is spend it. And your past is like a cancer check. It's already written. All you have in this moment, take it by moment, put God in your hands, and everything's going to work out all right. Until next broadcast, peace. I'm Famous Brown. I just got down. You know, I grew up on segregation, and I grew up as a privileged person with all the privileges of the day. We live in a exclusive, private community. It was for color only. I went to a private school. It was for color only. When we went to fancy restaurants, we had our own private dining room. It was round the back. till I went in the Army. And the sergeant said, well, we treat our colored people different in this USA Army. I said, well, thank you, Sergeant. I'm tired of being in the back. He put me right up front. Yes, he did. Right on the front line. Bullets flying everywhere. I ran to the back. I said, Sergeant, I like it in the back. You know, I was in a bar the other night, and this beautiful young lady, pretty she wanted to be, came up to me, and she was white. She said, are you looking for a date? Yeah! Let me buy you a drink. Have a seat. And I went into my cool mood. I would be like LL Cool J. I started licking my lips. I said, look, tell me something about you. She said, I'm $50 to take credit cards. I had met me a radio tonight. But the more I thought about it, that $50 didn't sound too bad. Because when I went to my old lady, it cost me $3,000 a month plus hairdo, nails, and miscellaneous items. And we can have sex for every 6 months and she was in the mood. Shoot, I could have been having sex 60 times a month. We got to the hotel room, she started taking the clothes off. I said, man, when I was with my old lady, it was like, let's make a deal. I need shoes, I need a new hairdo, I need a new outfit, I need some new hair weave. You do me first. Well, since I'm talking about white women, let me straighten y'all up right now. They said once a white woman go with a black man, she don't never want to go back. That's a lie. Once a white woman go with a black man, she can't go back. The white folks don't want her back. You know, I've been coming down here to Taiwan. I like it down here. All this interracial dating going on. See, integration's been good to black people, especially black men. When I was growing up, we couldn't even look at white women, and we could touch them down. Ain't integration great? Well, since so many police shooting black people, I want to talk about guns. I think police got the wrong weapon. See, when I was growing up, everybody had guns. My granddaddy would walk the store with a shotgun, nobody said nothing. Because everybody had a gun, and everybody knew guns were for hunting. Rabbit, deer, squirrel. If I saw a white man come through my neighborhood with a gun, it wasn't no big deal. I just waved at him, and he give us a nod of respect. I figured he gonna get him a rabbit or something. But if I saw a white man come through my neighborhood with a rope, I'm gone. My granddaddy would drop a shotgun and run. Y'all like that? Look, I'm getting old now, and I've been accused of liking young women.